I'm on Madden. I told y'all I'm finna get on Madden.
I bet you won't play me.
I bet you I will. Let me skunk this nigga right quick.
Alright.
Hold on, let me flip my camera.
Oh, people said you don't know how to waterfall, bro.
No, I'm lagging.
Look.
Oh.
Y'all want an iPhone?
How much?
Like Brandon, see, it's still in the box.
How much, nigga? Oh my god.
200.
The internet want to tell when I get it, when I,
How much, Hog?
You see it?
Land.
You see it, Quad?
How much?
Man,
It's the
130,
NFL
bro.
on EA Sports as we are in the inner harbor of Baltimore at M&T Bank Stadium. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with the Kansas City Chiefs. Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium.
Kevin said the ball here. Uh-oh, I already got that nigga. Hey, Kevin, you remember you got whooped in Madden? Ask Kevin how much money he lost Friday.
On first down, Mahomes.
Oh, yeah.
Rolling to his right.
Oh, yeah, come here, give me that. I already got a pick. I already got a pick. Oh, I already finna score. Come on, bro. Don't. I already scored. I already thought a pick is scored. Look at that. Look at it.
And the defense could not have written a much better script than that first drive, pick six.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play. And a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game,
hey, that was a good play, though.
0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down the
touchdown. Sweaty.
Fielded about a yard deep.
Nigga, damn it. Nigga hand sweaty.
Stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taking a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Hey, Quad, when you gonna get on Madden, nigga? You trying to bet some money? All right.
Hey, man, you made a bad mistake, cuz.
The Chiefs' offense about set to begin this drive. Now Mahomes to try again after the pick six. Rolling
That's what I told Kevin.
And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Now a play fake here on first down. Being chased out left. Oh, you saw that one. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Mahomes picked up his teammate Marcus Peters. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Watkins, the intended receiver.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there.
What Kevin say?
Just down the score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
I already know this is going to happen.
After the interception, here's Jackson. Flush to his right. That's caught by the former Mike Andrews.
Don't tell me. Bro, I'm finna score again on you.
KC territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 56 yards. A real field flipper there. All of a sudden, they've got a first down in the red zone. Now it's Jackson dancing to his right.
Can't catch that nigga, boy. Second touchdown. Hey, who you want me to get, Quad? The Ravens or the Chiefs to beat you with? It don't even matter, my nigga. Just pick one.
Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you give the defensive touchdown early, give you the first
one, bro.
And then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, we've had that conversation with them prior to the game. They always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Don't forget, I ain't
Chiefs
playing them big
offense
long
about
quarters
set to
either.
begin
I'm
this
playing
drive.
4-minute
And
quarters.
job
'Cause
one
I
here,
played Kevin in
Charles. Just
7
keep
minute
possession
quarters.
of football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now,
I'll keep that nigga
I
up.
like that. No one is mistaking me for a
I'm
doctor.
cleaning
But
these
thank you,
niggas
Dr.
up.
Davis. Give him
Them
15
niggas
yards
ain't
on
back.
that one. Kansas
that one.
City has a first down. One play
thought you
has
were
him to the 37 here for 1st and 10.
Yeah.
Now Mahomes. He'll buy some time right. He's
You
going
ain't
to
got
take
plus.
off with him.
Sit down. You think you finna juke me? Oh, that was the cornerback. I should've made that nigga
Able to
fall.
make something out of nothing there.
I ain't even
17
realize
yards
it.
and a first down. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned
Throw
better
another
there.
pick. Come
Yeah,
on now.
similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make.
Yeah,
Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull
Oh.
it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a first down. 9 catches, 105 yards for Tyreek Hill in the Super Bowl, and he likely had the biggest play of the game, wouldn't you say?
I would say so. 44-yard catch on 3rd and 15. Usually
And now look at this. Big game, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Ravens.
Let's be frank,
I knew
he
it.
hit the fumble at the end of the play.
That's a-
But prior to that,
Bro, you
I
got
liked a lot of what was going on. Tucks it down, takes off, picks up good
Bro,
yardage.
you ain't gonna
But
better
that
score
portion
at
of the
all.
field,
I'm
that
gonna let
close
you
to
know
the
that right
sideline,
now.
Step out.
Yeah, either get down or get out of bounds. Take care of the ball.
Whoa.
They have the yards, but
Too
then the
fast for all
mistake.
that.
Jackson
No. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
After that play, I think we know one quarterback
I still got ball,
will be
nigga. Why you
extremely
laughing?
happy if his defense can hold the opposing team to a field goal here.
The Raven
stepped out of
offense
bounds.
set at the line for this
And you
next
gave me
drive.
yours.
They find themselves in a good-sized hole
Thank
here, and a
you for that,
good-sized
my
hole early on
you
in
too
this
slow.
game as they come up on
too
first
slow.
down.
You too slow.
He's got a... And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will fortunately wind
I
up
still got
out of
them yards, though.
bounds. 13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports. Like a freight train there, Derek Nottie with a sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the
Running
sack.
anything.
Give him 3 yards on the
I
run
ain't getting
there.
him 3
That still
yards.
leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the...
And he coughed it up. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
He may try and run for the... And now a fumble. The ball's out. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 42-yard line. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That really sets him back. A loss of 6. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Looked at me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. He's at the 30, 20, 10. And they will finally get to him, but a great return has set him up 1st and goal at the 5.
Hey, whatever happened to the days of just getting a fumble recovery? Everyone's into taking it the other way and trying to create points themselves, aren't they?
Well, they are. And now a terrific opportunity inside the 5. And this is going to be intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line. Well, partner, let's put a bow on the Super Bowl for Kansas City. What a comeback win. Yet another come-from-behind victory for Patrick Mahomes and company. An absolute heartbreak for San Francisco.
Didn't Madden predict Kansas City would win the game?
Yes, 35. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Juan Thornhill. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Forced out to his left. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And oh, it'll be intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
With that incompletion, a chance to mention the awards. Now with the season over, Lamar Jackson, as we speculated, he's the MVP, Coach of the Year. John Harbaugh, Lamar's coach. Michael Thomas, Stephon Gilmore, Offensive and Defensive Players of the Year, Offensive and Defensive Rookies of the Year. That went to Kyler Murray and Nick Bosa. And the Comeback Player of the Year, Charles, Ryan Tannehill. No surprise there.
Not to mention the number.
He's got him in, complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. That one goes for 36 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Jackson buying time to his left. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. To throw again, Jackson. Open man is the tight end, Nick Boyle. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 21. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on
Oh, he just needed to throw it away, but instead, out of bounds he goes, and that's a sack. That's going to go as a loss of 7, and it'll set him back for 2nd down.
Let's go now. Hey, Reed. Watch the run. Watch the run.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Jackson. That's into the hands of the tight end, Boyle. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. A gain there of 21 yards.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Steps away to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
Ready? Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Go.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson being chased out left. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. Throwing now, Jackson on first down, dancing to his left. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson forced out to his left. Past the 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon as the Ravens push further out in front. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit, get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half.
Mahomes hit. He lost the football. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They go play fake. Mahomes sliding out of the pocket. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Let's get to some Hall of Fame talk while we have a second, because last week we mentioned the 15 guys that we knew were going into the Hall. 5 added: Isaac Bruce, Steve Hutchinson, Edgerrin James, Steve Atwater, and Troy Polamalu. You think about it, CD. For Polamalu, it was his first year of eligibility. People knew he would go in. Atwater was his 16th year. He had to wait a long time.
He certainly did, and I often wonder about the psychology of it all, because when you're young in your career, meaning young retired, right, these things mean something to you, but I don't know if they hit with the same impact as it will for Steve Atwater. 16th year. Now, I think Steve would like somewhere to be a happy medium. Maybe the 8th year would have been a lot better. But the bottom line is, the older you get, boy, imagine the emotions running through there, the validation, probably haven't had the applause in a long time. That's going to come back to you now. Troy Polamalu, he essentially stepped off the field and into the Hall of Fame, but it doesn't matter. Bottom line is getting there. Congratulations to all.
It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson buying time to his left. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
Now, that was a whole lot of open space out in front of him, wasn't it? I'm telling you, Brandon, when things are going right, they are going right.
And everything has been going their way for the most part. I saw that lane start to develop. Boom, he took advantage of it. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Taking it in from the 20 as the Ravens push further out in front. Not the first time on this drive we saw him take matters into his own hands, and this time he finishes things off with a touchdown run.
You're not going to be happy with me, but I think he took matters into his own feet, didn't he?
Oh, Davis from the top rope. I like it. Oh, this is a touch cruel here. They've got the big lead. Now they're going for the jugular with the onside kick. And the Chiefs are going to make the recovery. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. On the move to his left. He's going to take off with it. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, well, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
Here's Jackson. Steps away to his left. And he's brought down after a very nice game. Last play they went over 20 yards. This time they topped 30. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. Throwing is Jackson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Mark Ingram there, but it'll be 2nd and goal. One man in the backfield, that's Ingram on 2nd and goal. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. Being chased out left. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, I mean, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This fielded at the 2. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it? And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Jalen Ferguson in to drop him behind the line for a loss of a yard. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. Mahomes going to pull it out and keep it himself. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Jalen Ferguson able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. They go play action. Now Mahomes. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
Mahomes and the offense staying out there. They'll go for it on 4th. They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And, boy, that means this next drive is going to start at the 3-yard line. So they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. Dancing to his left. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Frank Clark fighting his way home to get the sack. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Here's Jackson to throw. Forced out to his left. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
I've got to laugh here, and I really don't want to because the old school in me is not happy about this score this late, not necessary. But this is Madden, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is how it works.
Rub it in. Have a day.
I mean, what does it matter? These guys who are playing in this game, there are no feelings
Exactly.
there.
They don't have to face the guy. Well, they might if they're in the same room going head-to-head. But
that's
the virtual guys on the screen don't have to face each other after this one.
In that case, run it up.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They are down big. They have not scored a single point. I don't know. Are they so defeated at this point you just want to get in the locker room and get the heck out of here?
That is one way to approach it. Sometimes coaches say, that's it, okay? It hasn't worked all game. There's no sense in doing something.